So what's a good diet plan? Alright, in this week's Damn It Give Me the Basic, I have a question from Matt. And Matt asked, hey man, my muscle gains are doing pretty well, but I could use a good solid eating plan that isn't outrageous for my gigantic gut issues. Any good ones you could point me to? First of all, Matt, I ain't forgot about you. These basic videos only come once a week. Let's dive right into this. Alright, so from the way the question was phrased, I am going to assume that Matt may think the same thing that a lot of other people think, that there's a special kind of food that you can eat that's gonna help you lose weight or lose fat if that's what you're aiming to do. And of course, you know, most people have this information or this idea, this stigma due to the magazines and the ads you see in commercials, especially when the internet does ads. Every time you look, it's like, hey, don't eat these foods or eat these foods to target belly fat and all this other crap. And then also I can catch from the question, you're not about doing some extreme sort of eating, dieting, blah blah blah. Now extreme may be, you know, different person to person. But long story short, like I've mentioned before, eat whatever you want. You could eat donuts if you wanted to. You could eat burgers, you could eat pizza. Yeah, I know some people out there are like, you're out of your goddamn mind. No, there is a catch, however. So I've said it before, but I'm gonna tell you the #1 reason why people don't get the results they want to get when it comes to dieting, when it comes to the food part of it. This is the #1 reason 90% of people do not get the results. They don't see the results. They get frustrated and they're like, why am I not losing? Why am I not gaining? And they get frustrated and they quit and they give up. The #1 reason is they do not track their food. And it is also the #1 reason why people do not want to get into fit or healthy lifestyle or into a weight loss program, whatever, is no one wants to track their food. Now Matt and everyone else, I could give you a diet to follow. I could give you a plan. I could be like, yo, eat brown rice, chicken breast, and broccoli, man, go for it. Those are all relatively healthy foods, right? Of course. But if you don't know the amount to eat, then it serves you no sort of purpose. It is not going to help you out at all. And you can follow the Atkins plan, you can follow the paleo diet, you can follow any diet, any fad diet that's came along in the past 30 years. If you do not know the amount you're supposed to eat, then you're basically throwing darts at a dartboard in a dark room, hoping you hit the target. That's what it comes down to. Now back to the donuts and pizza and burgers and all that. Everyone has a certain amount of calories they need daily. I mentioned this before. Everyone has a certain amount of macronutrients. I mentioned this before in a video. And again, real quick, macronutrients are proteins, fats, and carbohydrates, okay? Again, I will link that video in the description below where I talk about calories and macros. But the point is, everyone has a different calorie need and macro need daily. So based on your calorie needs daily, you could eat donuts every day. As long as you knew exactly what was in those donuts and you measured it out and you knew the calorie amount, you could lose weight, you could get shredded eating donuts, eating Pop-Tarts. But when you have these calorie-dense foods such as a Pop-Tart or a candy bar, it's really hard to track the amount of calories. I'm not even talking about macros at this point. I'm not talking about macronutrients. I'm just talking about the calories. It is really hard to know how many calories are in said items. So in us fitness, bodybuilding, whatever gym people that have been doing it for a long time, we know this. We know the more complex the dish is, the more calories and macros we have to track. So we tend to eat clean, easy foods such as rice and the chicken breast or the broccoli, the lean ground turkey or whatever. And I think because of this, these healthy stigmas get attached to these foods, and they get to the mainstream media and they promote these things as such. And now I'm not even gonna get into the fact of, like, I know some people will be like, oh man, you can't eat, you know, that greasy food or this, you gotta worry about your micronutrients and your body will shut blah blah blah, all the crazy, really healthy. We're not concerned about that right now. We're just focused on sheer aesthetics, losing weight, losing fat, gaining fat. As long as you know the calories in it. At bare minimum, if you know the calories you're taking in daily, you're good. Okay, so how do you figure out how many calories you need? Again, just focus on the calories, not focus on macronutrients, just the calories right now. How do you do that? I made a video, again, I will link it in the description below, on how to figure out what your calories are and also what your macronutrient needs are. But real quick, I will run through it really quick. The first thing you're gonna do is figure out how much you weigh. So weigh yourself in the morning, before you ate, after you take a piss or a shit. Get naked if possible, weigh yourself. A digital scale is the best way to go. Write down your weight, put it in your phone, remember how much you weigh. Go to myfitnesspal.com or download the app on your tablet or smartphone or whatever and enter all your information on there, okay? It's a free app, you can put it on your phone, you can log online, it's free to use. I'm not sponsored by them, it's just the most easy, simple thing to use, okay? It'll ask you a couple questions, how much you weigh, how tall you are, if you're male or female, and your age. From there, it'll ask you if you want to lose weight or gain weight. And then from there, it will basically set up your calories and your macronutrient needs. Now all you have to do is whatever you eat, log it in there. That's all you have to do. So there's two ways to do this. The first way is you can already set up your meals for the entire day before you even eat them. You can get onto MyFitnessPal, log into the app or whatever, and log in exactly what you're gonna eat. Now in their app, in their food database, they have millions of items. So whatever item you have, if it's Kellogg's Fruit Loops, make sure you type in Kellogg's Fruit Loops so you get the accurate amount of calories. And then, like I said, basically just make all your meals beforehand, before you even leave the house, or the night before, and you already know your calories, you already know everything you're gonna hit. Easy, simple. Now of course, when you do that, when you do a meal prep, you're going to have to weigh out your food. Oh no! Oh no! I can't weigh out my food. Again, 90% of people get discouraged or don't get to their goals for the simple fact of not tracking their food or not wanting to weigh their food out. Again, how are you going to know what you're eating or what you need if you don't track it? Now the second way ties into my next point. To be able to spitball what you're going to eat, to be able to eyeball, to be able to get to the point where you don't have to live by the scale, as some would say, is you have to track your food for a long period of time where you're able to eyeball it. You have to earn those stripes. Where you can look at a cup of rice or whatever, a thing of rice, and be like, oh, that's about, you know, X amount of grams of rice or whatever. I know how many calories are in that, or how many carbs are in that. It just comes from experience. Now myself, I can flexible diet all day long because I've been doing it for a while. I've earned my stripes to be able to just look at something eyeball and be like, that's about that many calories, that's about that, you know, grams weighed out. Then at that point, it's no big deal, it's second nature. And also, like I said before, this is one of the reasons why a lot of us bodybuilding fitness people tend to eat the similar things all the time, is because we already know what's in it. We don't have to track it. It's easy for us now. We don't have to even worry about it. And so again, with spitballing and tracking your food and weighing your food, you're also going to learn the other thing that most do not want to do. No one wants to actually cook their own food. You want to stop and get that burger, get that. Well, you don't know exactly what's in that burger. Yeah, the restaurants have printouts, what they can give you, but they're usually crazy off. That's just the reality of the situation. This is one of those things, it's like there's no rainbow really at the end of the storm, so to speak. It's like no matter what diet, what plan you follow, you have to track your food. At least at first for a while until you get the hang of it. You have to weigh your food. Again, like I've said before, always go by the gram. It's more accurate. Now I know there's going to be people again that's going to say or think like, oh, I don't want to live by the scale. You don't have to live by the scale. You can use this technique, blah, blah, blah. The reality still is you have to know how much you're taking in. At bare minimum knowledge, I think everyone's on the same level of knowing calories in versus calories out. I think everyone understands that concept. To lose, you've got to be consuming less than what you're putting out. And to gain, you got to be consuming more than what you're putting out. Right there, that is simple. Just focusing on calories, okay? Alright, so back to Matt's question. He says his gains are coming along pretty good, he's just worried about the gut. So that leads me to assume that he wants to keep some of his muscles. So, if you want to keep your muscle, keep your shape, whatever little bit of shape you may have, female or male. In order to do that, you're going to have to pay a little bit more close attention to the macros you're eating, okay? And again, with MyFitnessPal, they'll pretty much ballpark and set your macros up for you. But if you want to know how to really detail your macros, again, in the macro video I explain that. Again, that link will be in the description below. So to recap, what is a good diet plan, a diet routine to follow? Whichever one you want. I know my answers are always usually the same because it is whatever you want to do. It is that simple. You just have to be dedicated, disciplined, consistent. And with consistency is the tracking. You have to know. You have to know how much you need to take in. And to do that, you've got to have some way of calculating it, some way of keeping track with the calories and the macros if you want to take it to the next level. And the MyFitnessPal, again, not a paid endorsement. It's just easy and simple and free to use. Use that, and I guarantee if you track your food, you hit your calories that you need, along with working out in the gym or some kind of way that you're putting out more calories, you're pushing yourself, and you do it regularly, consistently, for an extended amount of time, not just a few days, maybe not even a few weeks, I guarantee you will get results. There is no way in Sam hell tracking your food, hitting the right calories, and getting the proper amount of exercise, you will not see results. You will. I guarantee you. Okay, so if you have any other questions or comments about bodybuilding, fitness, diet plans, voodoo, whatever, leave them in the comment section below and I'll break them down for you dummy proof. Dummy proof! So you or anyone can understand it. Okay? Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Or don't. Do whatever the fuck you want to do. Me, I gotta go solve the printer crisis of 2016, man.